At the hospital, a purple-haired girl blushes, as a man leans over her. She say, "This is the ward. Why are you so anxious?" With a cocky grin he replies, "What are you afraid of? I left Wang Chao hang outside, no one will come in." She gently push him away, and says with fake concern, "Yi Chen is still in bed. What if he wakes up?" The man says, "That crippled wretch. He already knew about us, moreover he dared to hit me today." She replied, "So I'll have to deal with you in front of him." Lightning strikes. Suddenly Chen's eyes open. He sits up and calls Yuan Hao and Lin Yuxi. On this fateful day Chen was born again. Today was his first day in Jiangnan City. Also on this day he discovered that his girlfriend Lin Yuxi hooked up with Yuan Hao. He had confronted them angrily, but was pushed down by Yuan Hao in the middle of the road filled with dirt. Although it saved his life, he also ended up disabled for life. After that his father went to the Yuan family to seek an explanation, but was beaten to death by the Yuan family. After Chen heard the news he died of depression. However, the sky did not forsake his soul and it traveled to the realm of cultivating immortals, and after 3,000 years of practice, he reached the realm of Mahayana to dominate the universe. Dominate all directions and be honored by countless people has Xuanshan immortal venerable. But his humiliating past and the tragic death of his father are as lingering demons. In the end he failed to pass the catastrophe and died. Unexpectedly he returned to today, and it's just the beginning of the day. Yuan tower over Chen and says, "You just woke up. Since your legs are broken I'm going to clap your girlfriend face to face. I'll let you know the consequences of hitting me." In Chen's mind there is the top exercise in the world of cultivating immortals. The Taishuan Sutra, and it's only a matter of one's thought to heal a disabled legs. Taishuan Sutra draws true energy into the body, which revolves around the sky. This thought has already allowed him to reach the first level of the qi refining. Washing the bones and cutting the marrow is like being reborn with only disabled legs. It's now under as Yi Xuanshan's words at all. Chen stands and the two are confused about what's happening. Yuxi yells, "You're fine. You must have colluded with the doctor to lie to me. To gain my sympathy." Like a beast he gave her the slap of a alpha. Chen says, "A pair of broken shoes. I don't need your sympathy." She holds her red swollen cheeks. Yuan makes a fist and charges. He yells, "You're courting death." Chen dodges and says, "You want to make a move on me." Then punched him in the gut. Yuan gripping his gut exclaims, "Get in here, Wang Chao." A bald fat muscular man enters. Yuxi assists Yuan to stand. Yuan says, "I'll leave this to you, kill him." Yuxi says, "Hurry up, take me to the best beauty hospital, I can't leave scars in my face." The bald man says threateningly, "Boy, I'll make your life worse than death." Chen flings him, cracking the ground. He hovers his foot over him and says, "No one has ever won against me." Chen leaves the hospital and thinks, in this life no one can bully me and no one can bully my family. Yuan Hao and Lin Yuxi, I'll make you slowly repay the debt you owe. However, in the car accident there was another woman named Chu Bingyue. She made a sudden turn to avoid hitting him and hit a roadblock. She was hospitalized, then she died, no matter what. This was caused by him, so in order to avoid demons, he'll settled cause and effect. He goes to see her. Inside the hospital of the ICU, the woman mother asked frantically, "What happened to my daughter?" The doctor explained that Lin Ai's condition is very strange. The injury sustained from the car accident was not fatal. But her body's organs suddenly collapse completely. And various instruments have concluded that her life will not be long. Suddenly the mother face became purple from the shock. The father pleads for his daughter recovery. His family is willing to pay any price. The doctor shakes his head. He's been practicing medicine for decades and saved many lives, but in his opinion Ling Ai is beyond salvation. Chen walked towards the parents. The mother noticed him and pointed in his direction. She exclaims, "I remember you. You're the one who suddenly ran into the middle of the road and caused my daughter to hit the road block." The father angrily shouts, "You came to seek death." Chen confidently states, "Your daughter's car accident did have something to do with me. So I'm here to save her." The doctor shouts, "A lunatic utters wild words, get out." In a low tone the doctor says, "Preparing for your daughter's funeral is the most important thing." Chen replied, "Quack doctor. You say that the living are dead, which is very harmful." Chen then reveals secret information saying your daughter was born with a cold body. Every 3 o'clock in the morning, before she was 10 years old, her whole body would be bound to be trembling all over. Although after she was 10 years old she felt relieved, but also maintained the frequency once every 5 days. The mother says, "How do you know this secret?" Chen replied, "It's not necessary to know why." He asked again, "Do you agree to me going to see your daughter?" The father excitedly say, "I agree. It's all up to you." Chen doesn't like people around when he's treating illnesses. So he tells them to stay outside. At first glance Chen exclaims, "What beautiful beauty. It's a pity she died." He unbuttoned her shirt, placed his hand on the middle of her chest and says, "I'm here to save you." He then understood that she wasn't born with a cold body, but was given the poison Gu technique. As long as the host is weaker, the cold poison will be more severe. Chen grabs a purple aura and thinks the offended people of the Gu family are not small, and this type of technique can only be used in the late stage of qi refining. Chen grabs the Gu poison that takes the shape of a disfigured child and destroyed it. Although the Gu poison has been removed, the cold air still remains. However, he can only keep her alive first. The poison will come later. Chen utilized the Taishuan True Qi, which is one of the origin of the universe. He transfers enough True Qi energy to keep her alive. In a seductive way she says she's hot. Chen hits his head realizing it's too much. Sometime later the lady wakes up and yells at him. Chen says, "Don't take it the wrong way. I'm just here to save people." She exclaims, "Help me, how can anyone take off a person's clothes to help them?" Her parents enter with a delighted smile, however the doctor looks stunned. Her mother hugs her and says, "I thought I was going to lose you forever." The doctor checks her body and is amazed. All the exhausted organs have all returned to life. The doctor calls Chen a genius. Even the king of Hades would be worried when he sees it. The doctor kneels down and says, "I've offended you just now. Please forgive me." Chen says, "Get up. It's normal if you don't believe me. Your medical skills and visions is limited after all." The doctor pleads to be as student and learn medical skills. Chen thinks the energy in this world is thin, making it difficult to refine the inner alchemy. So it's better to refine some external pill to refine the strength. Chen hands him a paper and says apprenticeship is free. I have a few things here, if you help me find them. I'll teach you a few tricks." The doctor thanks him and says I'll do my best. Although I have not succeeded in apprenticeship, if I can learn 2 tricks from my master, I'll know I've succeeded in life. The girl asked what's going on. Who he is this. After a brief explanation, she thanks him for saving her life. Chen holds her hand and says it's just a matter of little effort. Now we're clear. The lady father says Chen is kind and virtuous. And I'm a man who pays his debt. How can we be clear? Chen responds, now that she's fine, I don't owe you anything. The father exclaims, if you need help from now on, I will do my best. He turns to Chen and advised her to pay attention to her diet. Eat less cold food and avoid catching a cold. She smiles and says she'll remember. Afterwards Chen walks the street of Zhongling, Jingle. He received a call. It's his father. He inquired if he met Yuxi. Chen replied, we broke up. His father consoled him and says if it's not suitable then don't force it. But you must adjust your state as soon as possible and don't get depressed. By the way, remember to visit Uncle Deng and Aunt Zhang, who took care of you when you were younger. In Chen's previous life, he was disobedient and insisted on being with Lin Yuxi, which led to a catastrophe later on. After 3,000 years he can finally hear his dad's voice. Chen walks with gifts for his aunt. They were very kind to him before. He then noticed a group of thugs, and overheard them saying Wang Shiwan is very rich. The interest is too high for the thugs, otherwise who will ask him for it? So they'll take it from Wang. Chen says you've come to trouble my aunt. The thug says are you an acquaintance of her? The thug says you'll have to be prepared to go through the muddy water. She owes us 5 million. If you can't get it now, we'll beat you and their family. Chen kicks him and he flies like a bird and land in the dumpster. Chen warns that if they left immediately he'll let them live. Chen rings the doorbell, then he's greeted by Aunt Wang, who asked why he decided to visit. Chen explains he came on an internship just to see her and uncle. Aunt Wang says it's rare for Chen to visit and I'll cook some of your most favorite food. She calls her husband. When he sees Kem he says I haven't seen you in many years. Sit down. They shake hands. Deng asked how his father is doing. Chen exclaims he's working in a shoe factory. Deng says your family is so poor that you have to work hard to make money. In order to lighten your father's burden, when I was your age I started a company. Deng thinks if the elders and professor ignore the experience the kid future achieve would be similar. A young girl asked who Chen is. Deng replied it's the son of the former neighbor. She thinks Chen came to help with errands. After spending some time at the dining table, Aunt Wang asked, do you have a girlfriend? He smiles and says no. She responds, that's great, you may not remember, but your father and our family married Ling Xiu and you together. Ling Shou protested and asked, are you kidding?